I'm reviewing Sherlock Holmes, too. Lasers, 'cause I like sci-fi. Jude is 'cause I am a rat guy. 99 is 'cause I like Wayne Gretzky. That's why I'm lazy to 99. I am a Batman fan. I'm a Canadian man. I do top 10 lists, and I ketchup chips. It is hard to deduce a rating for Sherlock Holmes 2, Game of Shadows. Mostly because some stuff are done really well, but it does fail on some certain points. The basic story of Sherlock Holmes 2, Game of Shadows, is Sherlock Holmes has found out who Moriarty is trying to figure out what he does, and finds out there's so many things happening around the globe that are connected to him. And of course, Professor Moriarty isn't oblivious that Sherlock Holmes is on to him, and has some measures that he takes. But he also has this overarching scheme to start World War II. Whew, hope that never happens. Wait. So we get sort of a battle of wits between Sherlock Holmes and Professor Moriarty while this whole scene of World War II is about to break out. So the movie starts, and basically in the first 5 minutes, they kill off Adler. You know, the girl in the last film played by Rachel McAdams, they kill her off in the first 5 minutes. Which is weird. I didn't think that she'd have a huge role, but I didn't think she'd die, like, right then and there. I'm just like, oh, wait, she's dead? Oh, we're not really going to address that? Okay, moving on then. And it was kind of off-putting. And so when the film kind of before that, Sherlock Holmes knows that fact, he saves this gypsy's life while on a bachelor party with Dr. Watson. And it's confusing. This story is confusing, not because of the plot, it's because I'm trying to figure out the feel, the pace of the film. Where's it going? Like, obviously, and Moriarty's plan in this is basically the exact same plan that the Moriarty character in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is. To be fair, it's a little bit more realistic in here. Like, the plan is to force the world into starting World War II and then be the sole supplier of all the arms and weaponry that you would need. However, in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, its major problem is he had enough armaments and enough manpower to take over the world himself. Why did he want to just get rich when obviously it took billions of dollars to construct and build these things? That was that major plot hole. It doesn't happen that so hard in here. He has workers, sure, but he has more armaments than he does people. And they're not so high-tech that it feels like it would cost too much of a fortune, and he's stealing for all of his fortune anyway. However, it also kind of feels pointless because we know World War II is going to happen. Unless this is a world where World War II didn't happen, it's going to happen. No, I do like the guy who plays Moriarty. He's, at the very least, I like what he does with the character. I'm not sure if his mood entirely fits the character, but he does a good job with it as what he can do. He does feel menacing, and he does feel like a very intelligent person. There's just not a whole lot for them to do, and when something does happen that Moriarty kind of wins a little bit, you're like, oh, that's sad. Oh well, moving on. I just wish he was developed more of an independent character on his own rather than only when he was with Sherlock Holmes. Now, I'm thinking that I don't really like Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock Holmes. Not that I dislike him, because he was pretty good in the first one. But we've had stuff like Sherlock come out, and that was an amazing Sherlock Holmes, and that was really good. And I've looked back at some of the older Sherlock Holmes, like The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. That was really good as well. And then I look at Robert Downey Jr. He seems less intelligent. Maybe it's because he does more physical stuff. That's probably wise, because he's doing more physical stuff, but I don't want Sherlock Holmes movies to feel like action movies. I'm okay if there's action in them. It's like when I watch a sci-fi movie, I want it to feel like a science fiction movie, not like an action movie with sci-fi. You know, it's okay if there's action in it. In fact, I encourage it depending on the style of sci-fi. But it's like, I want a mystery movie to be a mystery movie. In here, there's no mystery. Like, you see, it's a battle of wits, sure, of Sherlock Holmes trying to outthink this opponent, Professor James Moriarty. But there's no mystery of what Moriarty's doing. It's very clear early on what he's doing. And the only mystery is, how is Sherlock Holmes going to beat him? I do like the pacing is lagging a lot in the beginning and in the middle. It picks up a bit in the end where you get an actual nice climax, and I'm just thinking, I wish the rest of the movie was like this, because the ending scene and the waterfall, I love that. That was great. It nearly saved the whole movie for me. And it's not that I dislike the rest of the movie. It's just, a Sherlock Holmes movie needs to feel bigger than just the ordinary action movie. And it didn't. It didn't feel bigger. At the very least, it didn't feel bigger than its predecessor, the first Sherlock Holmes movie. And I mean, in that movie, the villain was typical. I mean, it was Mark Strong, who plays basically every other villain. But he was intimidating, and there was a mystery behind what his character was doing and how he was doing it. And that gives something for Sherlock Holmes to work off of. Not saying there's no good scenes with Moriarty. There is a lot of good scenes with Moriarty. The first time they meet is really good, and as I say, at the end. But, a really nice scene is when, Adler goes to meet with him before she dies. And, she makes sure that she arranges the meeting in a big, open place where there's lots and lots of people. So this is this big restaurant with hundreds of people in it. And he says, "Did it make you feel safe that you were in a square with hundreds of people watching?" And then I forget either he whistles or he nods or he claps his hands, and everyone just gets up and leaves. That was really good. I'm just like, oh man. But maybe it's just because of his plot was the exact same one that Professor Moriarty had in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. And by the way, I don't hate League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I actually like that film. A lot of people hate it, but I don't. It feels odd, and it feels like, well, we've actually been here with this exact same character before. I may be harping a little bit too much on this. Jude Law, once again, is a great Watson. I mean, he's everything he should be. He is physical, he is able, but he's also kind, he's soft, and he gets mad at Sherlock Holmes when he tries to kill his dog. The dog has a poster. Did you guys see this? The dog has its very own poster. I mean, Sherlock Holmes' brother is in here, and I don't even think he has his own poster. And that's enough. His brother is just thrown in here. I mean, I don't know if they were thinking this might be the last Sherlock Holmes movie, so let's just get Ryncroft in there. Okay, I know I said Ryncroft when his name is actually Minecraft. I don't know why I said that. Sorry, my mistake. But I didn't really like how he was done. I mean, he's a little bit more of a creep and a douche, where the other Ryncrofts that I've seen, he was maybe a little bit of a jerk, but, you know, he was likable and he was fun, and I didn't get that from this guy. That much. Not really. And Sherlock Holmes dresses in drag. I hate that when any character in any movie except for Mrs. Doubtfire and Tootsie dresses in drag. Okay? I hate it. Why did he need to do that? He says, I know it's not my best disguise, but I had to make do. Why didn't you just put a cloth over your face? Or cough in your face and you have your face covered a lot? You didn't need to dress up like a lady. Your face looks exactly the same. Just put a big hat on and cover it. It was just an excuse to get humor, and I didn't like the humor. That was it. Or at least I didn't like that humor. Like there's some entertaining scenes, but they're mostly with Jude Law. And there are some entertaining action sequences as well, like and most of the time they're also in slow motion. I like the slow motion in the first Sherlock Holmes, and it's not. In fact, it's less in here. There's less of it, I think. But, you know, maybe there should have been more. I know that's weird to say, but there's a slow motion too where they're running through the woods and trees are blowing up and woods flying everywhere. It's really pretty cool. But there's not a whole lot of scenes like that. Not a whole lot of action sequences. So I'm just... Nah. I don't hate this movie. It's okay. I just really expected more, especially since I really liked the last Sherlock Holmes film a lot. And after seeing this, and this is all I get, okay, but I'm probably not going to buy it when it comes out in DVD. Just saying. So I'm going to give Sherlock Holmes Game of Shadows a 5.5 out of 10. It's just slightly above average, but only because of the acting from Jude Law. And there is some really good tension in the relationship between Holmes and Moriarty. But I'm thinking, for Sherlock Holmes stuff, if you really want it, I would check out The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes and definitely check out the new Sherlock stuff, because those are both really good Sherlock Holmes stuff. And for Guy Ritchie, if you do end up making a Sherlock Holmes 3, let me just tell you something. It has to be about the mystery. Sherlock Holmes is about mystery. Mystery. Okay? We gotta wonder what's gonna happen. Not know what's gonna happen and just wonder how he beats it. That's every action film. We know the villain's gonna do this and he has to beat him. What makes Sherlock Holmes different is something's happened and he has to figure out who, what, when, where, how, and why. And that's what makes him great. So remember, guys, I'm LazyDude99, and if I don't like it, it's not worth it. See you around. Be sure to check out more of my other videos on my channel, and wait for more coming soon.